All right, let's get ready to make some ancho sweet potato chili. All right, the first thing you want to do is you want to get you a preheated skillet so it can get nice and hot so we can toast our chilies. And then you also want to get you some vegetable stock in a pot that's nice and warm because we're going to use all of that in a short time now. What I got here is my ancho chilies. Anchos is nothing but dried poblano peppers, all right? Very good. They're going to add a nice mild heat, but it's going to give our sauce a amazing color. So what you want to do is you want to cut off the stem of these peppers, right? And then you want to pull out all of these seeds, okay? Because those seeds are going to be bitter, and bitter just doesn't equal sexy flavor, all right? And after you get those seeds out, what you're going to do is you're going to put them into your dry skillet that you preheated, and you're going to toast them for about 15 to 30 seconds on each side until they begin to start to blister, all right? Look at that. You can see it's starting to get a little brighter in color, and you'll notice that the flesh of the pepper has started to blister and lump up, all right? You want to do that on both sides, and after that, you want to take it and throw it into your stock that you have that's getting warm. All right, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the same skillet, dump out any seeds that may have fallen out, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna char our tomatoes, all right? All you want is that dry heat to bring out the roasted flavor, okay? It takes a little bit of time, but you got your peppers and your vegetable stock that you wanna bring up to a boil, so you have time because this is gonna be the base of our chili sauce, okay? See those beautiful blisters on that? That's what you want. You don't need to get too much. You just want to get a beautiful, nice blister, all right? So you want to go ahead on and get your blisters all around, front, back, side to side, like a UGK song, you know what I'm saying? Now, this process may take about 8 minutes, you know, just depending on how hot your skillet is and what type of heat you're using. If this was a gas stove, in a cast iron skillet, it'll definitely got cooked a whole lot faster, all right? Now that you can see that our tomatoes are nice and charred and the skin is falling off of it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna transport that to a food blender. So you put your tomatoes in there, then we're gonna put our peppers in there. Now they're nice and pliable, all right? That's why we put it into our vegetable stock. And this is the best part. Now that we put those peppers in the stock, now we got this chili stock here, all right? That's gonna add this great flavor to our sauce, okay? Put a nice little pinch of salt up in there, and then put your top on and give it a whirlwind and let it blitz for about 1 minute until the mixture is nice and smooth. We do not want no chunky sauce, all right? I don't know where they do that at, but we ain't gonna do that in this recipe, all right? So after that, sit that to the side and let's make our stew, all right? So what I got here is some chopped up sweet potatoes. I'm gonna take some Creole seasoning and I'm gonna evenly season the sweet potatoes. Don't just dump it in, all right? Even though it's in a bowl and we're gonna toss it to combine it, just don't dump it in one spot. You wanna spread it all around so the love is evenly coated, all right? Evenly coated. We're gonna take those sweet potatoes and put those into our pot that we preheated, add a little bit of oil to it, and we're gonna cook these sweet potatoes for about 2 minutes until they start to get a little bit of color on them and just begin to get a little bit tender. We don't want them to get super tender because we got a chili to make, all right? So after they get cooked, you can see they got a deeper, darker golden color to it. We're gonna transport that to another bowl because we have to get our vegetables. And as you can see, all this beautiful fine, all that brown bits, that's flavor, okay? Now we're gonna put our onion, celery, and bell pepper in there. I'm from New Orleans, so I use a Trinity. If you don't like putting the bell pepper, you can use a carrot, to each his own, all right? Give that a stir, and we're gonna cook that for about 3 minutes until it picks up all that beautiful fine that's off the bottom and our vegetables start to get softer, all right? Then we're gonna go ahead and throw a little garlic in there. We're gonna put some tomato paste in there, give it that good body and color, and then stir it and combine to make sure that the tomato paste is evenly coated our vegetables, all right? Now we're gonna throw in 3 bay leaves, 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna go ahead on and add some cumin, some cinnamon, some Mexican oregano, and some black pepper. If you can't find Mexican oregano, just use regular oregano. But I know nowadays, everybody got a Mexican section in their grocery store. You can find Mexican oregano easily, all right? Then we're gonna throw in some black beans, and we're gonna put back in our sweet potatoes. Back to that Mexican oregano, it has a better flavor than the Italian one, all right? Some vegan Worcestershire sauce we added to it and some vegan dark chocolate chips. And then we're gonna put in our ancho tomato sauce. And then we're gonna go ahead on and give that a stir. Let that come up to a nice boil. And then we're gonna cover it and we're gonna let that cook for about 30 minutes on a low heat, low and slow wins the race. Now, while our chili is doing this thing, we're gonna make some homemade pickled red onions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead on and add some aqua into a pot and we're gonna bring that up to a boil. So while we're waiting for that to boil, we're gonna slice down our red onions. You can go as thick as you want to, but I wouldn't go any thicker than 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, all right? And you don't have to worry about separating the rings of the red onions. They will do that on their own as they boil and become pickled, all right? So after that comes to a boil, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead on and add some red wine vinegar, all right? Not that cooking wine stuff, red wine vinegar. Don't even use that cooking wine stuff. Just leave that on the shelf. Then we're gonna add some regular white distilled vinegar. Also, since we pickling, we're gonna add a little equal parts of salt and some sugar. Get that in there, sit that back on top of the heat, and then we're gonna put our red onions into our pickling liquid. Then you want to just get you a spoon and just poke it down just to make sure that all of the red onions are submerged and covered. Then we're gonna bring that up to a boil, and then we're gonna let that boil for about 3 minutes, all right? After that 3 minutes is over, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transport these pickled red onions into a non-reactive vessel. So you wanna do anything glass or maybe stainless steel, all right? No, don't do stainless steel. Anything glass, or just let it cool off. Just go with glass. That's the best thing you can do. Just go with glass, all right? Because you don't want those vinegars to react with the metal in the stainless steel, all right? Now that our chili is nice and done, it's smelling delicious, go ahead on and give that thing a stir, all right? Make sure you stir occasionally while your chili is sitting over there cooking, all right? Now we're gonna test to make sure that the sweet potatoes are fully cooked. Pierce it with a fork and it should easily insert into it, but don't just trust one sweet potato. Who's ever trusted one sweet potato? Go ahead on and pierce another sweet potato, make sure it easily goes, give it a bite, and then make sure it's nice and tender, and then do a little taste test. See if you need to add any more salt. We've only added salt just to our chili mixture, so I definitely know it needs a little bit more salt. Go ahead on and adjust your seasonings, and then it is ready to plate up and serve. Let me tell you, this may be a vegan dish, but if you're a meat eater, you will appreciate the heartiness of this chili. All right, so go ahead on, get you a couple of spoonfuls of good big old ladles, all right? Even the kids, give the kids a man's portion, all right? Even the ladies, give them a man's portion. You want everybody's belly to be nice and warm so they can go to sleep and get out your face so you can have some me time, all right? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead on, find your fork, and then you're gonna go ahead and put you some pickled onions on there. Put however many or however many little you wanna put on it. Get the ladle out your way. And then we're gonna go ahead on and put some non-dairy sour cream on there, which I believe is just whipped tofu. At least this company that I use right here. That's all you need. Get that on there, nice and creamy. If you got some cashew cream, you can use cashew cream there. And then top it off with a few sprigs of cilantro. And that's how easy it is to make this Ancho Sweet Potato Chili. In 45 minutes, you can have you a wonderful meal. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tag that friend who's been trying to get you to eat plant-based all these years, and let them know that you found something that they like. Recipe link is down below, and I will see you on the next recipe video.